It's a matter of, I mean, obviously...
Small amount of seed. That's it.
That's amazing.
And I mean, the variety, all they have to do is instead of buying one maize variety, they buy another one. It's the same price. They don't differ in price or availability. They're all on the market, freely available. The bean is an issue. Now pigeon pea is readily available on the market, good varieties. Pumpkins, we haven't really done much work on pumpkins. We just use the local land races, the ones that farmers use, and they seem to be fine. I mean, we haven't got enough time or patience to start looking at pumpkin varieties now. But anyway, maybe that'll be something to look into in the future. The other thing we do is we use what we call improved cattle manure, and we can go to the crow there, or we can go, I can show you the heaps of manure over this side. Basically it works on the premise that if you leave your manure's got nitrogen, phosphorus, everything that the plant, that the animal ate had in it, apart from a few nutrients that have been taken out, come out as a waste product. So it's got, 18 different nutrients at least in manure. As you compare that to fertilizer, you've got like 1 in urea, and you've got 4 in D compound.
Wow.
A plant needs 18 to grow. Okay, so what happens? Okay, you're replacing the others. What about the other nutrients?
Yeah.
So manure is an ideal fertilizer. I mean, that's been known. It's not a new thing. It's been known for many years because it's derived from plants. It's the best thing to feed plants with. So in the manure, you've got all these nutrients. Some of them are easily leached. So if you leave your manure in the rain for 6 months, which is what farmers do, they have a crow which is outside, and they just leave the manure out. The animals leave their manure there, and it gets rained on. Potassium, sulfur, nitrogen, everything just gets washed out. So already you've got less nutrient than you had in the original manure source. Then you leave it in the sun for 6 months again before you take it out to the field. And only nitrogen gets lost in that situation, but through a process called volatilization. You get nitrogen loss as a gas into the atmosphere. So we've done tests on manure to have a look at if you protect it, look after the manure. So we put an emphasis on keeping the manure out of the sun and the rain, simple as that. You don't need to mix grass and leaves and whatever with it. The principle is just keep it out of the sun and the rain until you apply it in the field. And when you do that, you can get a 10-fold increase in nitrogen content, which is massive. If you look at the limiting nutrient for farmers in Zambia is nitrogen for maize production in the maize growing area. And they're losing 90% of it, because they're mismanaging it. So we've got that's one aspect of the manure. The other aspect of the manure is research done in Zimbabwe and also done in Kenya, shows that if you apply the manure in the row or at the plant station, you get 3 or 4 times more efficacy from the manure compared to just broadcasting. So the traditional practice is before the rain starts, you take the manure out and you put a heap here, a heap there, a heap there, a heap there. And just before the rain starts, you go and broadcast it, and then you plow it in when you do your plowing. It's quite low labor, which is the advantage of it, but the amount of manure farmers have is never enough to do the whole field. At best they'll be doing 10% of their land. Even if they have 50 or 100 cows, they still don't have enough manure. So we're working on 2 adult cows per hectare. Compare that to the conventional farmers, if you want to call them, the normal small-scale farmer. They're going about 10, 12, 15, 20 cows a hectare.
So 2 cows. How long do you leave them on that hectare?
No, that's manure collected from the night pen.
Okay.
So when they're in at night, we're not going around the paddock picking up their manure.
Right.
I don't have time for that, obviously. Just the manure they leave in the crow when they come to sleep. So just, if you're getting a 10 times increase in nitrogen just from handling, and then another 3-4 times from where you apply it in the field, then you're set.
Amazing.
becomes a real fertilizer source rather than just a soil conditioner or a low value
Yeah.
fertilizer.